Democracy is for me and for 12 million Black Americans, a goal towards which our nation is marching. It is a dream and an idea in which ultimate realization we have a deep and abiding faith. For me, it is based on Christianity, in which we confidently entrust our destiny as a people. Under God's guidance in the great democracy, we are rising out of the darkness of slavery into the rights of freedom. Here my voice has been afforded the opportunity to advance from people 80% illiterate to people 80% literate, from abject poverty to the ownership and operations of million farms and 7,500,000 homes, from total disfranchisement to participation in the government, from the status of chattels to recognized contributors to the American culture. As we have been extended a measure of democracy, we have brought the nation's rich gifts. We have helped to build America with our labor, strengthened it with our faith, and enriched it with our song. We have given you Paul Laurence Dunbar, Booker T. Washington, Marian Anderson, and George Washington Carver. But even these are only the first fruit of rich harvest, which will be reaped when new and wider fields are open to us. The democratic doors of equal opportunity have been opened wide to Negroes. In the Deep South, Negro youth is offered only 1/15 of the educational opportunity of average American's child. The great mass of Negro workers are depressed and unprotected in the lowest levels of agriculture and domestic service. While the Black workers in industry are barred from certain unions and generally assigned to more laborious and poor paid work. Their housing and living conditions are sordid and unhealthy. They live too often in terror of the lynch mobs, are deprived too often of constitutional rights or of suffrage, and are humiliated too often by the denial of civil liberties. We do not believe that justice and common decency will allow these conditions to continue. Our faith envisions a fundamental change as mutual respect and understanding between our races coming in the path of spiritual awakening. Certainly, there have been times when we may have delayed the mutual understanding by being slow to assume a fuller share of our nation's responsibility because of the denial of full equality. And yet, we have always been loyal when the ideals of American democracy have been attacked. We have given our blood in its defense from Cyprus attacks on Boston's Commons to the battlefields of France. We have fought for democratic principles of equality under the law, equality of opportunity, equality of ballot boxes, for the guarantees of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We have fought to preserve our nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equally. Yes, we have fought for America, with all her imperfections. Not so much for what she is, but what we know she can be. Perhaps the greatest battle before us is the fight for a new America. Fearless, free, united, morally rearmed, in which 12 million Negroes, shoulder to shoulder with their fellow Americans, will strive that this nation under God will have a new birth of freedom, and that the government of the people, for the people, by the people, shall not perish from the earth. This dream, this idea, this aspiration, this is what American democracy means to me.